A Russian basketball team facing lawsuit from Colombia for allegedly posing as its national team. In Australia, cops seize Lamborghini Huracan from man who's been on unemployment benefits since 2019. New Starbucks CEO allowed company jet. A Russian basketball team facing lawsuit from Colombia for allegedly posing as its national team. In Australia, cops seize Lamborghini Huracan from man who's been on unemployment benefits since 2019. New Starbucks CEO allowed company jet for 1,000 miles commute to Seattle. Mexico issues arrest warrant for Joaquin Guzman Lopez over kidnapping of Sinaloa cartel leader El Mayo Zambada, as Mexico to bring charges against Capo, not for drugs, but for turning over another drug lord to U.S. A German court upholds the conviction of a former secretary at a Nazi concentration camp, age 99. Cycling race forced to change route due to Wales's default 20 miles per hour limit.
NY conman cleric Father Paul used $650,000 in phony charity donations to fund lavish lifestyle, plastic surgery, announced federal authorities. In Austria, daughter of doctor, allegedly drilled open skull during surgery. Reportedly, Houthi arms dealers using social media to buy and sell weapons.
Uganda police find 24 human skulls at Kampala shrine. Cucumber shortage in Iceland triggered by viral TikTok trend. Officials probe death of Wells Fargo employee found dead in her cubicle 4 days after last scanning into work. American archaeologist dies after Viking ship replica capsizes off Norway. Lonely dolphin may be behind series of attacks on swimmers in Japan. Amanda Stenberg says the Acolyte being cancelled was not a huge shock after rampage of vitriol from toxic Star Wars fans. FDA approves 2 updated COVID vaccines. Thailand confirms Asia's first known case of new deadlier monkeypox variant. People seen as wise share key characteristics, according to a global study.
Telegraph comment says, the obese are crippling the NHS, it's time to make them pay. Reportedly, Germany is facing a deadly opioid crisis as fentanyl is entering the market. Canada banning sales of flavored nicotine pouches in convenience stores, gas stations.
Dr. Fauci was hospitalized with West Nile virus and is now recovering at home, a spokesperson says. World's first lung cancer vaccine trials launched across 7 countries. Mark Zuckerberg says White House was wrong to pressure Facebook on COVID. Former postal worker accused of intercepting drugs and delivering them to traffickers in New Jersey. More than $900,000 in drugs and cell phones seized at Edmonton prison. Half of South Koreans have chronic anger issues, as per a study.
Paralympic Games begin with dazzling opening ceremony through heart of Paris. Taliban bans mixed martial arts for being too violent. Private equity sets sights on $30 billion youth sports industry.
Winona Ryder says, being blatantly sexually harassed in her 20s and 30s soured her desire to make movies. Kate Blanchett says there is a distinct lack of shame in modern society. Tokyo Film Festival launches Women's Empowerment section.
Infrared from body heat to help track humans down. Changes in land use significantly affect larger bees, study shows. U.S. government report says fluoride at twice the recommended limit is linked to lower IQ in kids. Webb finds early galaxies weren't too big for their britches after all. Uranus' 4 biggest moons may have buried oceans of salty water. Astronomers might finally have explanation for mysterious wow signal.
Public trust in drinking water safety is low globally. Study finds association with perceptions of public corruption. The largest known protein has been discovered in algae, and it's a machine that makes poison. Superconductivity study confirms existence of edge supercurrents.
Promising antibiotic candidates discovered in microbes deep in the Arctic Sea. Chemists achieve PFAS-free synthesis of fluorinated pharmaceutical and agrochemical compounds. Ancient gene gives spiders their narrow waist, research reveals.
Earth has planet-wide electric field that's equally important as gravity. New Horizons spacecraft measurements shed light on the darkness of the universe. International consortium with NASA reveals hidden impact of spaceflight on gut health. Like people, vultures get set in their ways and have fewer friends as they age. New research busts the myth that crossbred designer dogs are healthier than pedigrees. Retiring a year later than expected increases the probability of dying before age 70.
India's student suicide rate surpasses population growth rate. Suicide rates in England and Wales reach highest level since 1999.
World's lowest birth rate spurs Korea to hire foreign nannies. Trump says he wants to make IVF treatments paid for by government or insurance companies. If elected, condom use is decreasing in a worrying way among European adolescents.
For memes and visualizing ideas. Amazon aims to launch delayed AI Alexa subscription in October. OpenAI supports California AI bill requiring watermarking of synthetic content, and Elon Musk says California should probably pass the SB 1047 AI safety bill.
Tesla's Elon Musk shares first look inside Cortex supercluster at Giga Texas. Anthropic publishes the system prompts that make Claude tick. Files by Google gets ready to start summarizing your documents, as per APK teardown.
In the U.S., police officers are starting to use AI chatbots to write crime reports. Japan's police to deploy AI-powered drones in disaster-hit areas to deter looters. New startup wants to sell you sunlight after dark using mirrors. Alibaba Tongyi Qianwen team launches Qwen 2 VL model to support real-time analysis of dynamic videos. Gmail users on Android can now chat with Gemini about their emails. ChatGPT's weekly active users have doubled since last year to 200 million, and 92% of Fortune 500 companies use OpenAI products.
Apple blocked from training Apple Intelligence on several publishing websites. And Apple's new iOS developer beta lets you remove objects from pictures using AI. Generative AI coding startup Magic lands $320 million investment from Eric Schmidt, Atlassian, and others. In Germany, the coalition government wants to allow facial recognition with internet photos. NVIDIA. Apple in talks to join OpenAI's new funding round, valuing it at over $1 billion. Dell raises forecasts as demand surges for NVIDIA-powered AI servers. California legislature passes controversial kill switch AI safety bill.
Midjourney opens website to all users, offering 25 free AI image generations. SpaceX set for historic Polaris Dawn launch, first commercial spacewalk. Exploitation expected for flaw in caching plugin installed on 5M WordPress sites. GitHub Enterprise Server 3.13.3 tackles critical SAML vulnerability. New PG_M malware targets PostgreSQL databases to mine cryptocurrency.
Millions of office and hotel RFID smart cards vulnerable to instant cloning through hidden backdoor. Google fixes 9th Chrome zero-day tagged as exploited this year. China-linked Velvet Ant hackers exploited zero-day to deploy malware on Cisco Nexus switches.
New macOS malware Cthulhu Stealer targets Apple users' data. SolarWinds leaks credentials and hotfix for exploited web help desk flaw. MIGO Research identifies over 15,000 potentially impacted applications using AWS ALB.
Starlink now being deployed on U.S. Navy warships as U.S. Navy is rolling out high-speed LEO internet across the fleet. Biden takes inaugural flight in long-delayed new Marine One helicopter. America's first sodium-ion battery gigafactory is coming to North Carolina.
The biological privacy laws may be coming as tech gadgets capture our brain waves. Microsoft finally officially confirms it's killing Windows Control Panel sometime soon.
Instagram is adding a MySpace-like song on profile feature. Threads spotted exploring ads, but says no immediate timeline toward monetization. Chick-fil-A plans to launch streaming service with original shows, reports say. iOS bug causes iPhone to crash when you type certain 4 characters. Chinese scientists use lunar soil to produce water, state media reports. Chandrayaan 3 missions Pragyan rover finds evidence of an ancient magma ocean near Moon's south pole.
September 9th, new iPhones expected. Meta cancels its Apple Vision Pro competitor. Microsoft backtracks on deprecating the 39 years old Windows Control Panel.
Critical flaws in Tracker GPS system expose users to remote attacks. ESET research discovers Ngate, Android malware, which relays NFC traffic to steal victims' cash from ATMs. In Canada, Park and Fly reveals data breach affecting 1 million customer files.
Sonic Wall issues critical patch for firewall vulnerability allowing unauthorized access. Crayola trademarks the slightly earthy smell of its crayons. Darwin's fear was unjustified. Study suggests fossil record gaps not a major issue.
Social platform X edits AI chatbot. After election officials warn that it spreads misinformation. World Bank halts paid advertising on X after CBS News finds its promoted ad under racist content. Court orders X to reveal investors. Links to Putin's allies found, as a court filing unmasked the 100 investors in Elon Musk's X, with a Saudi prince, major VCs, Diddy and Jack Dorsey. El Salvador sides with Telegram's CEO, advocates free speech. Russian hacktivists target French websites in the wake of Telegram founder's arrest. Telegram says it is compliant with EU Digital Services Act after founder Pavel Durov's arrest.
Telegram founder's arrest part of broad investigation, French prosecutors say, as Telegram CEO arrested over probe into child porn, drug trafficking on app. Russians do everything via Telegram. Pavel Durov's arrest upends Kremlin military comms, and reportedly panic mounts on pro-war Russian Telegram channels after Pavel Durov's arrest. France's Macron says arrest of the head of the Telegram messaging app wasn't political. UAE requests consular services for detained Telegram founder. IBM to close China R&D operations, affecting 1,600 workers, claimed in reports. China's industrial strategy on collision course with top German export industries. Black Myth Wukong is still delayed indefinitely on Xbox Series XS due to a memory leak issue, as per a rumor. Black Myth Wukong becomes smash hit with over 10 million copies sold.
EU plans 36% tariff on Chinese EVs, with lower duty for Tesla. Following US lead, Canada to hit China with tariffs on electric vehicles, aluminum, steel, as Canada follows US, imposes 100% tariff on EVs imported from China. China's BYD beats Honda and Nissan in April to June term for the vehicles sold.
LG Electronics weighs India IPO to help chase $75 billion goal. Temu owner PDD plunges 18% after revenue outlook disappoint, as China's PDD suffers $55 billion market cap wipeout after flagging an uncertain market. Boeing announces China commercial fleet to more than double by 2043 for growth and modernization.
Tencent NetEase rethink Japan investments after yielding few blockbuster video games. Steam suffers major DDoS attack during launch of Black Myth Wukong. F-Movies, the largest movie streaming piracy ring in the world, just got shut down.
Iranian hackers target U.S. in ransomware and espionage attacks. Vietnamese human rights group targeted in multi-year cyber attack by APT-32. Durex India spilled customers' private order data. Samsung to display Galaxy AI, One UI, SmartThings, Tizen improvements in October. Google quietly added dual-screen interpreter mode for foldables to the Google Translate app. Threads starting to roll out the ability for Threads users who've turned on sharing to the Fediverse, the collection of social networking services, to see and like replies from people on other servers across Threads. Meta now allows preteens to explore Horizon worlds with parents' permission.
Commercial spyware vendor exploits used by Kremlin-backed hackers. Google says, as Russian group targeted Mongolian government with exploits used by NSO Group. Unpatchable 0-day in surveillance cam is being exploited to install Mirai as unpatched Avtech IP camera flaw exploited by hackers for botnet attacks. NATO believes Russia poses a threat to the West's internet and GPS services. Yelp sues Google over dominance in local search. Alibaba wins Beijing's approval and end to years-long scrutiny. Samsung shows interest in Nokia Mobile Networks assets, Bloomberg News reports.
Denmark wants to ban encrypted Telegram and Signal chats. Indonesia considers banning Telegram over poor content moderation. In the absence of a representative for the X network in Brazil, the STF blocks financial resources from Elon Musk's Starlink. China's dielectric wafers made of artificial sapphire could extend battery life. SK Hynix develops 6th generation 10 nanometers class DDR5, with the world's first 16GB DRAM modules. Chipmaker claims electric savings of up to 30% for data centers. NVIDIA's future relies on chips that push technology's limits.
Ridley Scott to direct Paramount's Bee Gees movie from GK Films. Joker director Todd Phillips says Hulk Hogan biopic with Chris Hemsworth no longer happening. Fallout co-creator Tim Kaine believes that criticizing capitalism was never the point of the series. It's actually just the whole war-never-changing thing.
TikTok tourists trample on Angkor Wat in viral Temple Run recreation as Temple Run trend takes Cambodian tourism by storm. Ronaldo's YouTube debut breaks records, nears 1 billion social media followers. China gets new soft power lever in Tencent-backed Wukong game as internet goes wild for Chinese video game, even as reviewers bash censorship.
Judge orders Martin Shkreli to turn over all copies of unreleased Wu-Tang Clan album. Foo Fighters donate My Hero royalties to Kamala Harris campaign after Donald Trump uses song at rally. Trump and associates set to face Isaac Hayes' estate in court over use of songwriter's music.
Glenn Powell-led Running Man reboot, directed by Edgar Wright, sets November production start at Paramount. Quentin Tarantino refuses to watch Toy Story 4 because Toy Story 3 is one of the best movies I've ever seen and the perfect trilogy ender. I'm done. Mariah Carey says her heart is broken after mother and sister die on same day.
France to trial ban on mobile phones at school for children under 15. China's internet users near 1.1 billion, driven by short videos and mobile payments.
Ryan Reynolds says it's time for an Oscar for stunt performers. Workers in UK to be granted right to demand 4 days week. Oprah Winfrey to interview Bill Gates, Sam Altman, MKBHD,